Hi everyone, this is Always an Adventure. Today I'm going to add to my art journal. This picture says a spoiled rotten cat lives here. I had a friend that has 7 cats, so one day while I was bored at work, I used scrap material from the recycle bin and I put a picture together similar to this, and it said 7 spoiled cats live here. This picture would also be good for a birthday card for any cat-loving person. You could use it as the cover picture with happy birthday on the inside, and then they would have a frameable picture afterwards. I applied gesso to the paper in the beginning, and then I started to apply colors for the background. In between colors, just wash your brush, wash the paint out of your brush, and then apply a new color and spread it out to make it look soft. If you need it to soften a little more, just add a little bit of white, a little more gesso with it, and water, and then it'll soften it up. At this point, I would have put some stenciling, but I have misplaced my stencils because my house is under renovation. But I did find a sponge, and so it works just as well. I used some of the white gesso. I dampened the sponge, dipped it in the white gesso, and start dabbing. And then I also dabbed some of the orange over some of the areas. And it just adds some texture to it and makes it look really nice. Here I am applying brown paint to the side of a rubber eraser. You just put some paint on the eraser, dab it, and it works just like a rubber stamp. This is a cat pattern that I used in one of my cat stop motions. So I'm tracing the pattern on brown paper. That way you already have some color, and then you only have to add details to it. So here I am putting the white paint for his snout and paws and ears. This is some white fluff for his chest area. And now applying some white to his paw areas. Right here I've mixed some orange with some brown, and now I'm applying stripes to the cat's head and body. I spread the stripes out randomly, and I will usually work from the outside of the face in and from the outside of the body in, at almost triangular. Here I am painting the white of the eye, and here you use a liner brush and you can start to outline it in black. When I'm going for a cartoon type look of a picture, this is my favorite part of the picture, is doing the outlining. It brings it so much to life. Just continue outlining for the face, around the ears, and little lines for fluff in the ears, and then around the eyes, the nose, fill in the eyeballs, some eyebrows, 2 little loops down for his mouth, and then a little loop up under his mouth for the little tiny chin, and some eyelashes. Finish outlining around the side of his face. I filled in his nose with pink and his mouth with red. Add some little black dots for his whisker area, and then some straight lines for his whiskers. I usually do 3 on each side. It's time to cut out the cat. I think the only important thing about cutting out the cat is just keeping the black line inside as much as possible, but not leaving too much white along the outside where you might have to touch up. When it comes time to cutting out the project, it always reminds me of being a kid and cutting paper dolls. This is a project or a gift that you could give to somebody, and it's very minimal cost. You can make something look really nice without having to spend a lot of money on stamps and stencils and expensive paint. Yeah, you can make such a nice project out of very inexpensive supplies. Here I'm tracing the tail pattern, and then I will be painting it and outlining it just the same as I did for the cat face and the cat body. It's very easy to make things look fluffy. Just add little wispy lines. Just cut out the cat's tail, and our cat is almost complete in 3 pieces. All we have to do is glue it to the project. He's so cute. He looks so animated. Here I am putting the outlining around the edge, the frame, that makes it look like it's wood. Just lines along the top and the bottom, and then lines in between, little half circles to make it look like a knot in the wood, and then just some straight lines. At this point, if you didn't want to paint the frame around the picture, you could have cut strips of paper and glued something down as a frame. Right here, I'm adding some wood grain detail lines. Now you can place your cat and see how he will look in the picture. He looks really nice in his little frame. I cut out this little mouse and gave him some details to add to the picture. And now here I'm going to do the lettering. I just use a piece of paper to make sure that my lettering will be a straight line. I just hold it there. If you'd like, you can write your letters on the paper to make sure that they're going to fit, and then just paint your lettering on top of it, above the paper line. The more lettering you do, the better it looks, and the spacing gets better, and practice makes perfect. Almost perfect. Probably will never be perfect, but it'll just keep looking better and better every time you do your lettering. After you've finished your lettering, this is the time to decide on the spacing of your cat and any other little details that you may have cut out and want to add to your picture. I decided where I wanted my cat to be and the little ball of yarn and the mouse, and now I'm adding the detail lines in the floor so he doesn't look like he's floating. Here I'm gluing down the cat's body, and then the cat's head, and then the cat's tail. Now I'm gluing down the little yarn ball that I cut out and the little mouse. The area next to the cat's head looked a little tiny bit empty, so I decided to put 3 little hearts in there. A spoiled rotten cat lives here. Nice little project for just a few hours of work. I hope you enjoyed this project, and hopefully you may know somebody who owns a cat and would love to have this as a gift. Please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Have a good day and see you next time.